Hello, welcome back to the Quarantine Routine. My name is Maddox Swales and today we're going to continue our search for better playing. If you remember the video from yesterday, we took a look at all the wonders of a D7 card. Got to add those nice arpeggios. And we took a look at the Mixolydian scale. And we also took a look at this really cool bluesy Mixolydian. Really nice, fun little bits to play with. Now that's just one card, so naturally we're going to have a look at the next step, which is what happens when we put more and more cards with it. Now I've been working on a little track just for this lesson. It's just a little piece to piss about with and have some fun with. And what we're going to do is we're going to talk about what happens in the piece. So I'm going to slide that in either at the end, or I might have already put this up before this video comes out. We'll see what happens. What we're going to do is we're going to take a look at D7 when it's in the key of G minor. Now a few of you will know that that's already like a harmonic minor thing. You've got your minor scale. That's G, A, B flat, C, D, E flat, F, G. Harmonic minor is with a sharp 7 there. All the bark heads going nuts right now. So we've got a G minor chord. I'm using a G minor 7 chord. It's got G, B flat, D, F, then just keep going up again. G, B flat, D, F, G. So that's our G minor 7 arpeggio. That sits right over the top of the G minor pentatonic. All those options available to you because of one chord. Now watch what happens when we stick a D7 right in the middle of it. You remember this arpeggio? What we're going to do is we're going to move this note, this A, we're going to move it from here to here, just like this. Just the arpeggio though, so that's D, F sharp, A, then we've got a C, D, F sharp, A, C, and you can keep going up to the D, I guess. But that in the middle of our G minor, so you can already see that that's kind of got like a nice kind of really creepy sound and almost like Egyptian-y sounding. Let's see what happens when we actually play the chords with it. Sounds a little bit nicer. So that's the D, back to the G. So starting real slow, just introducing notes. Went up here, that note there's the D from our G minor arpeggio. Work its way back down here to the A from the D7. Do that again. Straight away, automatically up. Sounds so much nicer than. That pentatonic thing just kind of only works for so long. It's when you get to these lovely sounding chords that we're not doing anything with because we're not choosing the notes from those chords to highlight them. I don't know if anybody else does this, but this little tiny part of my brain goes nuts when I catch something like this. It's just a silly thing, childish thing, like. Don't know, man, I love it. It sounds great, makes my little brain tick. Sounds lush. Alright, a couple of cool little tricks you can stick in there. You've got this top of the arpeggio here. What we're going to do is we're going to use the E flat instead of the D. Got that nice diminished thing going on. Woo, let's do that again. That's a nice little climb up. All you're doing is you take this, the E flat, the F sharp, and then the A, and just move the whole thing up 3 frets at a time. Another one of those cool guitar playing tricks that where the notes are the same distance away, every note in that scale is 3 frets away from each other. It's the same as... Sounds great, and it works everywhere. It's like the Scooby-Doo chords. Jinkies. You can do that, it sounds lovely. Check it. Okay, so the other one that I wanted to have a look at was chromaticism. I don't know the rules of this enough to try and describe it, and all the jazz guys that do this properly will know that I don't know enough to talk about what I'm going to do, but I do a lot of it. That kind of fake it till you make it kind of attitude, and the way I work it out is we've got that's our minor 7 arpeggio, this is our minor scale, in the middle of that you've got the D. So if you were to look at that as a scale, you've now got this, which makes not much harmonic sense, so you just fill in the blanks. Makes about as much sense as everything else, and just muck about with it. You'll find stuff that sounds good, you'll find stuff that sounds rubbish. If anybody wants to chime in on what the jazz rules are, let me know, but other than that, like, fake it till you make it, and literally no one cares. As long as it sounds like it's supposed to and you're happy with it, just... Chromaticism is kind of just like that, really. I think that might be the secret that they don't tell us. Sounds exactly the same. Okay, so let's recap real quick. We've looked at the arpeggio. We've looked at this little cool diminish thing. The rest is really just building it up. Remember, guitar solos isn't just all about clever loodling and jumping all over the place and trying to play as many notes as possible or whatever. You've still got to try and like express something. You're telling someone something, so if you're telling them a story or a joke or something, like there's going to be high points, there's going to be low points, there's going to be bits where it's crazy. In this backing track, actually, I'm going to cut that login out. On this backing track, actually, I've introduced another chord, but it's just to add a little bit more texture. Comes in as a C minor. Let's play from here, see what it sounds like. So you've got... Alright, so, quick chat about what just happened in all of that there. We got the C minor came in. And C minors are great because if you take it just here, just to keep the context of what the scale looks like when we add a new chord to it. That's our C minor 7 chord. I'll put that on. Can you hear that a little better? Cool. What I wanted to do is, rather than just noodling and whittling around over the top of it, I wrote this little... Because I knew we're coming from a C minor to a G minor. So what I wanted to do was, we've got the E flat there, the third note, coming back to this B flat, the third on the G. So ba da 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 da. That whole jumping off the third note of the chord is a really, really good way to try and transport yourself around, moving through different chords. Did I explain that correctly? Third note of every chord. They use those in jazz. When you start looking at jazz pieces, so like Fly Me to the Moon, the first chord's in A minor, melody starts on a C. Second chord is a D minor, works its way down to the F. So you've got... Apply the same sort of thing here. So, let's hear it again in context. Let's just rewind this. So, that next little bit. Again, just playing with the notes of the G minor. And what little I know about chromaticism, that's blues scale. Then I did this. Again, I'm trying to keep these riffs fun, a little bit challenging. Just have as much fun as I can with them. And then there's this run up. So where that ends there, F sharp, G. So that 3 frets away thing all the time. Bit cleaner. A. Okay, have I missed anything out? No, I don't think I have. Alright, I'm going to sit and try and do a couple of takes on this, and I'll put a few up, see what you guys think of it. Remember, when applying all of these different things, you want to do just little bits. Start real slow. Yeah, you get the idea. Alright, I'm going to stick a couple of jams on. Bear with me. We'll come right back.